Well, I got into addiction about 15 years ago. I had just become a wife and a mom, and I really had no idea what I was doing. And so I was constantly second guessing myself, and my self-esteem was shot at this point. I had no idea what to do. I felt like I was failing as a mom, failing as a wife. And so I had gotten a job in a bar, and somebody had offered me something, and it made me feel 10 feet tall and bulletproof. And instantly all these problems went away. And I was able to I felt like I knew exactly what I was supposed to do. Unfortunately, one led to more, led to more, led to more, led to me not coming home, led to me not being the mom I wanted to be, not being the wife that I wanted to be. At this point, I had my second child, and everything just fell apart. I got so wrapped up in my addiction, I lost my husband. I was a struggling single mom with 2 kids, and I met another person, and he was in recovery too, and I thought it was going to be amazing. We'd understand each other. We'd be able to get through this together. And about a couple months in, I broke. He was using, and I started using with him. And it led me right back down the same path. So I kept running into this cycle all the time, over and over again. I would get clean for a couple of months, I would be doing good, and then I would fall back into addiction. When I was laying on my couch and I was starting to get the withdrawals from the opiates, and my son, my baby son at the time, he was only about 1.5 years, 2 years old, and he's trying, "Mommy, come play with me, Mommy, come play with me," and I couldn't even get off the couch. And then I thought about it, what happens if I don't make it through this, and what if I die on my couch? What if he's sitting there and he's going, "Mommy, come play with me," and I'm not waking up? And that was pretty much the breaking point, because I didn't want my kids to ever have to bury me, not like that. And so I went and I talked to a doctor, and I got put on Suboxone, and I started to get my life back in order. He got put on the same program as me, and we were both on the same path, but I kept going and he didn't. So he ended up homeless. We haven't seen him in probably about 1.5 years now. He hasn't talked to his kids. And every day I'm constantly having to hear, "I miss Dad, I miss Dad. Where's my dad? Have you seen my dad?" And those are questions I hate answering, because I don't want to tell my kids something bad about their father, but I also don't want to tell them the truth about their father. So I spend a lot of time saying, "Dad is sick." And I think the worst question my daughter had ever asked me was, "Mom, if you were sick and you could get better, why can't Dad get better?" And that was just a question I couldn't answer. So about 1 year after I started into my recovery and I was on the Suboxone, that's when I decided that I wanted to help people like that. I wanted to help the people that didn't have a support system like I had. I wanted to help the people that didn't have family, didn't have friends, didn't have people that actually cared about them. And I see a lot of that in the city now. So I'm hoping that with this campaign and with everything that I've said today, that people will realize that yes, there are people out there that understand what you've been through, and we understand why you're there. AIDS Community Windsor is an amazing, amazing place. I got into it when I was in my first year of recovery, and it helped me to get the communication skills to be able to talk to people in the first place. When I came into recovery, I couldn't communicate what was going on with me. So going through some of the programming there in their peer engagement department, it helped me to be able to communicate. Using their harm reduction department, I was able to get clean gear that I didn't end up losing an arm or even worse, dying from some infection or something like that. And there's always somebody willing to listen there. Whether it's somebody in the harm reduction department or in peer engagement, there's always somebody willing to listen and try and get you the right supports. It doesn't have to be like this. Your life doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to be unmanageable. There are ways to get help. Just keep asking. If something doesn't work for you, try something else. The Label Me Person campaign is going to give people a chance. It's going to educate the people that don't know anything about addiction, and it's going to help them understand what the people that are going through addiction are actually going through. It's a dark place. A lot of people don't like talking about it, so there's not as much information out there as we'd like, and I'd like to see more of it.